Hi everybody, it's Elaine here, the Animal Reiki Lady, and I am coming to you live tonight from a very stormy and windy Colorado. In fact, I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed that our connection continues because we're talking 60, 70, 80 mile an hour winds. Kind of crazy where I am right now. So while this little storm front is blowing in, I figured I would take a few minutes and just stop in and say hello and talk to you about one of the I'm an animal Reiki master and teacher, and I always go with the let animals lead method. And my beautiful I'm fostering a greyhound right now, who is the inspiration for this live stream, has some fear and anxiety issues going on. And we're working with that. We're working every day with that. And I wanted to show you some great progress, and the little stinker just went into the bedroom and laid down, but that's okay. I'm going to introduce you anyway, even if I have to take you into my messy bedroom. So it is great to see you guys here, and I hope wherever you are in the world tonight or this afternoon or morning, wherever it is, that you're having a great day. And we are going to talk about anxiety. We're talking about fear and anxiety and issues that our animals have. And thanks for the love hearts, and thanks to you guys for joining me live. It's great to see you all here. So we're going to be talking about something that I am just off the top of my head calling the Reiki Safety Bubble. But first, I do want to introduce you to the animal who is the inspiration for this. I am fostering a greyhound right now. His name is Shiloh, and Shiloh is here probably for another week or so. He's been with me for almost a month. I'm fostering Shiloh, and he'll be ready to go back. He's ready to go back home now, but he has some fear and anxiety that we have been working through, and I know that comes up a lot with a lot of my clients. And for those of you who practice Reiki, this probably comes up for you as well. Animals who are fearful of thunder, animals who are fearful of loud noises, trucks, men. There are dogs in particular are afraid of many things. There are some cats that are also fearful. I call this How to Help a Scaredy Cat because it just sounded cute. Cats are a little bit more independent that way. But we have let me introduce you to Shiloh first, and then I'll tell you what Shiloh's problem is. So I'm going to flip the camera here. Yeah, I got my pretty Christmas tree going on in the background. Hang on while I flip the camera. It's been a while since I've done this. Flip. Oh, I don't want to show you my messy kitchen. But you can see what I've got. This is Jack. So, hello, Jack. Say hi to everybody. Jack is my yellow lab. So you see my messy floor. I've got this all set up for a reason, because I have hardwood floors, and Shiloh is afraid of the hardwood floors. So Shiloh hangs out in the bedroom. This is Shiloh. Shiloh is a rescued Great Dane who is fostering with me till he can go home in about a week or so. And now he's just kind of hanging out chill. He was up just a few minutes ago because this is where Shiloh would not move from this spot. Hi, Lauren. How you doing? Shiloh wouldn't move from that spot, but we have gotten him to come all the way out here. So he was here. I was going to show you, but let animals lead, so he's got to do his thing. We got him to come out at least this far. He'll at least lay on this bed, but he's afraid of the hardwood floors. Hang on while I set you down and turn the camera around again, and we'll see if he comes out. Boop. Okay, so there we go. So we have gotten him to come out of the bedroom just a little bit. We'll see if that's going to tip over at all. I have you so precariously perched on this little hassock. Okay, so Shiloh's afraid of the hardwood floor. He is a greyhound. He needs to move around. He needs to have space. He needs to be able to come out into the living room. I don't want him to be afraid. And I practice Reiki, and we share Reiki every day, and little by little, he has started to come out. So I've got some extra little rugs. I ran to Walmart real quick and just bought some little rugs so that he'd be more comfortable not touching the hardwood floor. And we've got him to at least come out through the door, and he lays on that white bed that I showed you there. And what I've been practicing with him is the Reiki Safety Bubble, or the Reiki Bubble of Safety, whatever you want to call it. It's this little thing that I've just come up with as I've learned to share Reiki with an anxious animal. And this can work for animals who are afraid of thunder, animals who are afraid of anything. There's that fearfulness, and there's no reason for Shiloh to stay stuck in the bedroom. But I want to back up just a little bit, because as an animal Reiki master and animal Reiki teacher, I work a lot with, it's all energy based. And I know that some people consider this, hairy fairy, that's what I say now. Airy fairy, hippy dippy. talking about energy balancing, but this is me, Elaine, the woman who spent 35 years in corporate before she decided that it was her calling to work with animals. I understand that. And so I want to share a little bit with you about what energy work is and about what Reiki is. And if you have followed it all, most people have heard of chakras. Chakras are the energy centers that run through the center of our body. In the Hindu tradition, we have our crown chakra, our third eye, our sacral chakra, the root chakra. That might all sound very familiar to you, our heart space. In Reiki is the Japanese tradition, and we use Reiki as a way of balancing our energy centers so that we can reduce stress and reduce anxiety. And we can do that with our animals as well. But guess what? It all starts with us, because if there's this little cycle kind of goes on. When our animal gets anxious, we get anxious. When we get anxious, our animal gets more anxious, which makes us more anxious. So when we can first calm ourselves, we can help our animal release that anxiety a little bit easier as well. So what we do is, with Reiki, in the Japanese tradition, there are only 3 energy centers. It's your head, your heart, and your hara, H-A-R-A. So a quick little lesson in Reiki for you. Your head, your heart, your hara. So if you've ever heard the term hara-kiri, that's just a mispronunciation of hara. And your hara, the literal translation, is ocean of energy. And I'm going to stand for just a second. And look, I'm doing this in my pajama pants, so you guys are going to see. So this is your hara. It's this part right here. And it is the ocean of energy. It is your seat of strength, your core. And that's where we hold all of our energy. And sometimes, especially women, when we get tense and stressed, we hold all of that in there. And with Reiki, we can just kind of release that and let it go. And with the Reiki Safety Bubble, it's about filling that hara with a sense of love and safety and trust, and extending that out to our animal. But I'll share that in a second. So the first thing that we want to do is control our ocean of energy. We want to make sure that we are balanced first. And we practice this with meditation. And I'm really actually getting much more confident in my explanation of meditation, because meditation can be any number of things. It doesn't have to be sitting on a pillow in a quiet room chanting, although it can be that. It can be anything that helps you become consciously aware of your own feelings and your own energy. When we can go inside and quiet the noise, our connection becomes much stronger. And when we focus every single day, I practice this every day. I encourage all my students to practice it every day. All of my clients even, they always get a little mini lesson in Reiki before we begin working together. The goal is to strengthen our hara, because those of us with a strong hara have a very strong intuitive connection with other living things. So when we can learn to balance ourselves, and now I can do it fairly quickly, I become very self-aware of when my own thoughts get out of control, when I start going down a negative rabbit hole, and I can kind of pull that back in and rebalance myself. And I teach people how they can do that for themselves as well. And then when you do that and you strengthen your hara, you become very, just like a pianist, just like anyone a tennis player, a football player, they're not, and there are some people who are born with natural talent, but it's about practice. It's about doing it, practicing, living it, breathing it. And when we do this with Reiki, it becomes so much easier when you control your own energy space and learn how to de-stress yourself, that you can help your animal overcome fear. So in this case, we have a dog. It can be a horse. I've worked with fearful horses who were afraid of human touch. I've worked with fearful donkeys who are afraid of noises, afraid of having their feet touched, dogs, cats. And how do we help overcome that fear? This is one great way. Liz, how you doing? It's good to see you. Everybody else who's joining me, don't hesitate to put a comment, and you know that I love to say hello to you guys. So we are going to quickly, I'm going to show you this little exercise called the Reiki Safety Bubble. And this is what I have done with Shiloh every single day. And we've gotten him at least now to the point where he comes out into the living room. I want him to be comfortable to walk around here. We're trying to overcome that fear by creating a bubble of safety for him. So what I do is close my eyes. When you close your eyes, there's a reason for this. I want you to look at the inside of your eyelids. Look at the inside of your eyelids, because when you close your eyes, you make a connection to space. And space is Reiki. Reiki is energy, it's love, it's that network of energy that flows through everything. I don't care if it's a rock, a tree, a dog, a person, the air that we breathe, it's everywhere. It's all that space in between things is Reiki. And when we close our eyes, we can tap into that. You can see that space. I want you right now, if you were to close your eyes, I want you to feel and sense the space right between your temples. All of that, it's infinite. It goes on forever. If you tried to look really hard at the darkness behind your eyes, it just goes on and on forever. So when you can go into that space and then focus on your breathing, and this is something that anybody can do. You do not have to have a specific gift, a talent, a skill. This is a practice that anybody can do with their animal companion. You close your eyes, and I recommend 3 deep breaths, because when we focus on our breathing, our mind has something to do, and then we can kind of quiet all that monkey chatter. So just breathe in with me 3 times. And then you can open your eyes if you choose to. I often like to watch the animal that I'm working with. I want you to breathe in and breathe in all that oxygen straight to your abdomen. So about 1 inch below your belly button is actually where your core or your hara resides. And that is your ocean of energy. And you are pulling in with your breath and that air, you are pulling in the love of Reiki, that universal energy. You're pulling it into your body, and imagine pulling it deep down right into your core. That is your ocean of energy. You are the one who has strength and power and calm and peace. Imagine that you are filling your core with that. And when you're in that spot and you feel that power, feel that in your core, invite your animal to join you there. And so in my mind, I simply invite Shiloh to join me in a space of safety. I focus on safety. I focus on release. I focus on calm and peace and compassion. I let them know that every person in their life is here for them, to protect them, to keep them safe. And I imagine as I do this, that this bubble of strength and safety and calmness and peace extends right outside of my body. I let it go. You know how we say like this is my zone, this is my personal space. Imagine that I'm filling that entire space and letting it extend out from me. An entire bubble. I imagine this bubble just surrounds me. This beautiful bubble of safety and peace and calm. And I invite Shiloh to join me there. And I just sit there for a few minutes. Shiloh's in the other room. He does not have to join me if he doesn't want to. The Let Animals Lead method is all about animals being sentient beings and having a choice of whether or not they participate. But the energetic connection with us, I feel it. It's so strong. I know that Shiloh feels my strength. I know that Shiloh feels that safety. I trust, I believe, and I share that with him. And I can sit here for as long as I choose to. I can talk like this with you guys, or if I was by myself, I could just sit here in a quiet space. And I can let that bubble grow. I can even let that bubble extend out to all the 4 walls that are in the room that I'm in. I can imagine the bubble extends out beyond this whole complex that I might live in. I can extend the bubble as far as I want to, because Reiki knows no boundaries. And we create a space of safety and calm for our animal. And little by little, it happens over time. It doesn't happen just once, because it takes a lot of our inner work too. It starts with us. And if we practice this every single day, we'll see that change. Now, Shiloh is now sound asleep in the other room. I would love for him to come out and lay on his rug, but that's okay. I want you guys to follow his progress. I'm going to keep track of this. I've been doing this now for about a week, when just trying to think of a way to help him come to extend his living space. And this is what I came up with. So follow along with me. I'll continue to share his story. And I encourage you to try it with your own animals if you have animals who are easily stressed or respond in an anxious fashion to noises or to thunder, or to even, like, we've got this crazy wind out here, which kind of has subsided now. I just realized how quiet it got. Interesting. We Reiki'd the wind. Okay, but that was it for now. I just wanted to share that. Oh, I'm going to look at the comments real quick. Liz says that Doug is listening too. Doug, love you, buddy. I can't wait to meet you someday. I'm working on that too. I do every possible global meditation I can jump onto to kind of like change this whole thing that's going on with us. For whatever reason, Liz, that I'm being kept from the UK, but soon I will be there. But in the meantime, you guys know, if you have any questions, or if there's any topic you want to talk about, or you want to see me cover in a live stream, I would love to do it. I love to talk about this stuff. I love to share information with you guys. I love to share this enthusiasm that I have for all the animals in our life, because they are, and this is a whole topic for another day. I always get myself off track when I start to think about all the things they want to share with us. Animals want to connect with us. They want us to make this connection. I swear that sometimes our animals act up, or our animals get fearful or ill or injured, just so they can get our attention, so that we get on board and start learning how to connect with them better. But anyhow, that is definitely a topic for another day. So for now, thank you guys for joining me. Wherever you are in the world, Liz in the UK, it has to be very late there, girl. For all of my friends around the world, I love you so much. And from myself and Shiloh and Jack, have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, and we will talk to you all later. Bye.